Hello and welcome to 4,000 and Counting, brought to you by Hurricane E-Bikes. I'm Watty, and today I'm joined by Mason, who has just signed for the Solway Sharks and the Belfast Giants on a two-way deal. Mace, thanks for coming on, brother. Appreciate it. And also, a little cheeky exclusive for you. He's the first signing for the 4,000 and Counting 2024 charity game. So there you go. You had to watch from the stands this time. I wish I knew you had your kit, mate. I knew you were back. We would have had you on a heartbeat.
Oh, I was eager. I was eager. I saw the boys out there and I was like, oh my God, I wish I did bring it in the end. But no, definitely ready for next year. Get out there with the boys, have a good time.
Your kid was out there for a little bit, and then we didn't have a visor. We was like, I can't go on with no visor. Look smooth and a half though. But Aaron's like, bids will fucking kill me. I'm like, yeah. I was like, you're not allowed. I was like, you're way too good at golf to be going out and losing your jibs in a charity
That's
tournament,
what I'm
mate.
saying. Oh, bro, I tried to tell him. He didn't talk to me for the rest of the day there. I was like, mate, if you would have got hit, that means I've got to go out there and do something about it. And
Yeah.
and you made me look like a mug. So like, let's not do that next time. But yeah, he learned his lesson, innit? He learned his lesson.
I think he's his own man already, eh?
Mate, 15 going on 25, pretty
Yeah,
much.
for
So
sure,
yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
see.
Um,
We'll see.
but obviously you've been out in the States last year, and well, for a couple of seasons prior to that, you've been out there. But what made you decide now was the time to come back?
Um, Honestly, opportunity just sort of came around itself. I mean, before I left for the States, um, Belfast was always sort of keeping tabs on me as a kid,
Yeah,
and always had like a good relationship with them and Rod Stewart over there. But I feel like just at this point that I'm at, like, you know, I never realized that I could sort of continue school whilst playing pro this early. I thought I'd have to sort of like finish it off because I still got 3 years of my degree.
yeah,
But I also feel like I'm just ready for the next step of hockey. Like the one thing that was tough about the transition in America, again, like going from juniors U21 where you're a half visor on, like you're allowed to fight, and then you go back to college and you're only playing 30 games, and the season's only the winter season,
yeah.
and you're back to cages on, and it's not that it's a step down because obviously the pace is a lot better, but just the style of play changes a lot,
Didn't
and
suit
I
you
feel
as
like I'm just
didn't suit you as much.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No, and I think like at the age I'm at, the size I'm at, and just how prepared I am, I feel like I've been ready for the men's game for a long time. So I think there's no way than sort of just throwing myself into it this early. But to have the opportunity to sign with Solway and Belfast has just been absolutely surreal. So I can't complain about that one.
I think there's a lot of fans that don't have a fucking clue who you are, and they're going to be shell shocked when you rock in there. Unless, mate, like obviously you've been away for so long. Obviously, I know you. I know the
Yeah, yeah,
family.
yeah.
I had you boys at conference when you were kids and that, so I've known about you for a long, long time. But there's some fans that are new to this shit that ain't gonna have any idea, and you're just gonna steamroll in there and score a hattie in their barn. They're gonna be like, "Who the fuck was that 21-year-old kid?"
No, yeah. I'm obviously like keeping that in mind. Like I've been gone for so long, and then sort of with injuries and that, been out of like GB setup and stuff like that. So um, I'm excited to sort of reinvent myself and come back. Like I left as a boy, I'm coming back a young man. So games changed
And
as
a
much as
unit
I've
as
been away.
well. I may add. You're a unit, boy.
For the little pounds, yeah, got a little bit bigger, got a little bit taller, definitely a lot stronger. But no, yeah, I'm excited to come back with a bang, just put on a show. Like, it's business now. Like it's a job, it's 9 to 5. So I'm excited to just do my bit and sort of put Solway on the map. And when I can get a crack at Belfast, show what I can do when I'm up there.
I think if Sean Norris is anything to go by, Adam Keefe has proved that if you're on a two-way, he's going to give you a chance. He's not going to bring you up and just sit you on the end of the bench. Like Shawnee went up and played last year, earned himself a full-time contract with arguably the best organization in the league.
Yeah, no, yeah. I've had numerous discussions with Kiefer, and that's sort of the basis that he's been on. Like, we're gonna bring you up, we're gonna bring you up to play, we're not gonna bring you up to sit and watch because that's doing nothing for us and it's doing nothing
Yeah.
for you. So I think I've got a really good relationship going on there as far as development and opportunity wise. I'm just excited to get out there. I go out there next week and I just can't wait. Sink my teeth into it. Yeah, can't wait.
What are you doing? A bit of preseason with those boys then?
Yeah. So preseason starts, I think 19th, but I'm going out a week early, just sort of like meet and greet. Get to see the town, meet a couple people, get on the ice a
Unbelievable
bit more.
spot, by the way, Mace.
Yeah. I've
Unbelievable
heard.
spot.
I've heard.
Such a it's It depends who you talk to, but it's arguably the dopest city in the Elite League, especially for a team bonding night out after. It's a really good spot.
I've heard. But no, I'm excited to go out there. I'm excited. I've never been to Northern Ireland, considering how close it is. But yeah, no, excited to go out there, see a couple familiar faces, and just get to work, man. Just get to work.
Have you got misses?
Me?
Mate, there's some beautiful women in Belfast town. Let me tell you that for nothing.
Oh, yeah.
All the
Keeping
imports
up
end
with
up
those.
married to him, mate, and they end up staying here. Kiefer's like, yeah, that's it. You marry a local bird. That'll take £100 off your contract next year. Like, yeah, you get a hometown discount going. Well, Kieran Long, he's just married a Belfast girl. I think Garside, I think he married a Belfast girl. Like a few of the boys. Kiefer, I think Kiefer married a Belfast girl. Like, this must be something in the water over there. Plus,
Yeah, definitely.
mate, obviously you said you're not been to Northern Ireland. I think year before last was the last time I went out to Belfast to like catch a game and see the boys and stuff like that. It's a vibe. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rink's a vibe. It's buzzing. I went there for Belfast, Cardiff. The like standing room only, place is packed, it's loud, everybody's on it. It's a really, really cool place to play ice hockey.
No, yeah, that's like even like the business side of it. Like when I was talking to them, like they put in a lot, and that's why they get out of a lot. But like the atmosphere looks insane. Like I've had a couple of the fans message me already, and they're like, "You're gonna love it. Like surreal. Like everyone in the city's really into it there." So I just can't wait, to be honest. Like I love the bright lights, big city kid from London. So I mean, transition should be easy just in front of like all them people. But it's exciting. Like it's a lot more fun to play in front of a crowd. So yeah.
So obviously you touched on injuries have played a part in the last couple of seasons for you. Really, really limited games for Castleton. Missed out on a GB trip or two. Injuries all healed now. Feeling good, ready to go.
Yeah, no, feeling really good. Obviously, I had a really tough one with the Achilles tear, put me out for a long time, and
That's no
was
joke,
kind
eh?
of yeah, no, definitely not. I didn't even know that you could do it until I done it. So, wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. That was a tough time for me. Wasn't sure if I was going to come back from it, let
What, and
alone
even
play any
skate?
type of
Yeah,
sports. Yeah, I really didn't see myself coming back from it at all. But I feel like I've said it before, like when you get that taken away from you, you really understand how much you love the game and how
yeah.
much the game is a part of you. So as far as like rehab and all that, it was difficult, but the hunger just grew bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just haven't wanted to play as much as I have. So, and then I got knocked back with a knee thing, but I've been working a lot this summer just on like working out my legs and stuff like that. I got a good mate who's just got his PT thing over at Guildford, Fraser Stoodley, he's a good lad. And he set me up with a wicked program this summer, so I feel good. I feel a lot stronger, a lot more steady.
Is that one of the Stoodley
But
boys that used to be in Bainstoke back in the day?
yeah.
Oh,
Stoods,
okay.
he set me up. He
Little
set me up.
Fraser's now a PT. He was like 7 or something. See
Yeah,
him like mad.
mate, little Fraser's big
Is
now.
he
Little Fraser,
yoked?
I see him. He's bolo, man. I see him. I was like, Fraser, he set me up with a little PT thing over the next 8 weeks. He's got me sorted. Lost a
Surprised your
good bit of
man's
weight
not got
since
you
I've
in
been
there
home.
beasting you out.
Oh, I still do him on a Saturday. He comes and like absolutely rinses me on a Saturday in the gym.
I see him putting Luca through it on the Instagram feed and that. I watch him.
Nah,
Luca,
yeah,
Luca's been in there for like 3 or 4 years with him, mate. Just get in there, boy. Get it done. No excuses. Love it.
definitely, man. Grit and sawdust. He loves that little gym. He loves it.
But speaking of your old man, how is he? And what one of the best characters in the UK game ever. I love him. I think he's a great dude. How is he doing? Is he all right?
He's living a life. Like somehow he's not retired, even though he manages to get to the golf course every day. But he's like Mom, I either love him or hate him. But it's been good being home.
That's
It's
why
been
I
good
love
being
him.
home.
That's why I love
Yeah,
him because
yeah,
he rubs people up
yeah.
the wrong way, and I fucking love
Exactly. And he
it.
doesn't mind. He doesn't mind. But that's why our families have always got along. We've always got enough time for you, and same with you guys with us. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's been good. It's been good to be home. It's been good to be home, definitely.
yeah, I love it. Just it's good. We were lucky that in that like kind of last conference sort of generation that we had like good families, we had good people around us, we had good players, really good players, and it was always good
Yeah.
fun to be a part of that. I think obviously this year they changed it to like a showcase and they've done away with the trials and they changed it. From talking to the boys that were there that were playing in like some of the higher age group stuff, wasn't very good.
No,
And
I've heard it's terrible. I heard it's like all gone to shit basically. You
but
know,
they're trying, and they're trying to incorporate new ideas. They've got new people involved in the EIHA. Hopefully we start seeing a difference very soon. Let me ask you a question, and it might be early in your career to be asking you this, but the World Championships in Czech must be on your agenda. That must be in the back of that brain somewhere going, if I can get called up to Belfast and I could play legit, I could be playing against Canada in like 8 months. There's a chance.
um, it's definitely something that is on the poster board in the back of my head and something to work towards. But I feel like I've got a long season ahead, and there's going to be a lot of stepping stones. But that's something that I definitely want to work towards and sort of cracking that program and getting up in there. Because it's been done. Like a lot of boys I played with, Brownie's got a sniff at it. Cade's done really well up there. Kirky's been there for God knows how long. But
yeah, good young
I feel
guys in
like
the program at the moment.
exactly, yeah. And you're starting to see like sort of changing of the guard, like the young Brits are coming in and sort of establishing themselves that we can play.
How good's Josh
So
Waller right now?
do you know what I mean?
It's
Like
so sick. Like,
prime
joke.
example.
Guy's
Prime
a joke.
example. Like he's rinsing it. He's rinsing it. And like I would love to see him get out to somewhere in Europe because he's got it. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's
got it.
so got it. Mate, there isn't a Brit that skates like him.
He's so like he skates like a Swede or like a Finn. He's just
Yeah.
so clean, technical, and he just flourishes, man. But really pretty skater. But like I said, that's definitely in the back of my mind and something that I'm gonna work towards and look towards. But first of all, take care of business up in Solway and punch myself into that big Belfast lineup, get a sniff there, and whatever happens after that happens. But got a lot of other work to do before that.
Yeah, keep your head on straight, mate. Just keep working, keep doing the gym, keep pushing yourself. Obviously, Solway, brand new to the league. Exciting time. You're going in at a very good time. New ownership group. I've spoke to a couple of them personally. Great guys. You got Tomo and Grubby up there, couple of beauties, and then they've added Craig Peacock into the mix, Barry McKenzie there for a bit of veteran leadership. They're bringing Ross Murray and a few of the local beauties back, and they've added some real nice bits. What's your kind of expectation going in?
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be something to look for. Like, I think it's gonna be sort of. We're gonna put the league on notice a little bit because obviously, people thinking they're coming up for playing in a division that is very watered down and they've kind of dominated the last 3 years as such. But with some of the names they're bringing in and some of the experience, like from top to bottom, it's going to be very exciting to watch.
They're going to be doing bits, that's for sure. Got
Yeah,
Dunbar's up there. That guy's
do
no
you know what I
joke.
mean?
He's legit.
Exactly. Like they're going to be. It's going to be something. Like I can't wait to get up there. Like I just got put into the group chat with the boys the other day, and like everyone's buzzing. The man them's looking forward to it. So I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait.
Do you think you might get to? I mean, if I'm Grubby, I'm putting you on a line with Dunbar. Is that something that perhaps you spoke about already? And if so, how excited would you be to play with him?
I mean, I'm hoping for that. We've had talks about it, and until like sort of an opening night, anything can change. But I would just love to be a sponge because that guy's seen it. He's had a career and he's still going. You know what I mean? And to learn anything I can learn from him would be amazing, as well as like insight from Peacock and the older guys that are coming back and stuff like that. But I think it's a really good opportunity for young players that are trying to make their names for themselves in the National League, as well as the team itself. But
Yeah,
you've got coaches that are established in the GB setup. You've got imports that have played long lustrous careers, and there's just a lot going into it. Like the fans are into it, the media guys are into it, the owners are into it. I don't
media
think you can
team's
ask for
fantastic,
anything.
mate.
Yeah, you can't ask for anything more for them to do. So, yeah, I think it's going to be very exciting, very, very exciting.
It's interesting you said about putting the league on notice. I think when this new ownership group came in and all these social media posts started coming out, and that the league were like, "Oh fuck, we're in one here." Like the level when they took Hepburn, the goalie, and they took him to Queen of the South in his kit. That's not been done in the UK before. Nothing like that. When they
That's
got
nice,
Warburton
man.
up there with the breads and that, like they haven't. This hasn't been done before. Like it's smart. It's very like engaging, and you kind of want to go, oh, what are they doing with the next one? They're dropping a sign Thursday. I wonder what they're going to do, and it's good for the league. It's very professional, and the jerseys are fire. You see the
Oh
jersey,
my God, yeah,
they're so
yeah.
dope.
I love the warm up one with the big shark. Like,
Is that the warm up
I
jersey?
can't
I
remember.
thought that was
I,
actual jersey. That's so sick.
I can't remember if it's warm up or if it's like alternate one, but
Third string or something.
yeah, something like that.
You're going to be looking smooth. How's your kit flow looking these days? You looking smooth out there or what?
We've had a lot of adjustments, just being over in the States, like I feel like, it's a little different to European style. Like some kids, go tongues out and all of that, but I still keep with my little Euro heritage. I got the sock tuck,
Yeah.
everything's looking crisp. We'll have the visor tilt. Can't wait to get a visor back on.
Oh, I
But
bet. Yeah.
yeah, no, looking forward to it.
It's not nice having to go from a visor to a cage.
Nah, nah.
That's not the one. So let's talk about some of your time in the States, because obviously you went over there as just a pup still. I think you just left under 18s, am I right? Yeah, still a GB 18 when you went first year you went to the Islanders Hockey Academy. What was that like?
That was unreal. Like that team, I think they still hold one of the records for tier two, most wins in a season. And I sort of walked into there and I kind of went in there sort of blind. Like I thought I was going to the team, like, what it's like over here. When you sign for a team, you go to a team, there's no trials.
Yeah.
So I went over there and yeah, it was kind of like a deer in the headlights. So I turn up at the rink, 350 kids
No
for a
shit.
week's practice. And I'm like, oh, so like, we got to make this thing. Like the contract don't mean nothing. Like you got to
Yeah.
make it. So I ended up making it. I was the youngest kid in the team, and it was a big learning curve for me, definitely. And I think that really brought out like my physical side of the game and really helped me to sort of like grow up as a player and realize that timing matters everywhere. And with the
Yeah.
smaller ice, it only means even more over there. But that was a great experience. Had a fantastic coach over there in Sean Trombley, and played with some really good guys. Had a lot of vets on that team that helped me. That I ended up, playing against like later on at college and seeing over the years and stuff. So built some good relationships. Yeah,
The second season you went to is it Berwick? Yeah, Berwick Academy, which is like a prep school level, good level of hockey. You really come out your shell that second year, finished fourth on the team in points. Obviously, you talked about the year before, your points were down from what you're used to, but now you're having to adapt and play the more defensive side of the game than the physical side of the game.
exactly. Yeah.
Taking that up to the prep, was it then nice to get back amongst the goals, back amongst the points, while still having those
Um,
defensive responsibilities?
yeah. Like the way I went about it. Obviously, like me and my parents had no idea. I'm the firstborn, so I was the first one to go out there. What I really should have done is gone to prep school before going to
Junior.
juniors, but we sort of didn't have an idea, didn't really know what we were doing. But so it was kind of a really hard adjustment for me at prep school. Like I didn't play. I think I got banned about 10 games that year, maybe something like that,
Which is running guys
because
over.
yeah, and simply because I've gone from being in a league where like I had to survive amongst 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds as a 16-year-old kid,
Yeah.
and I had a lot more different responsibilities. Obviously, not being a big offensive guy that was going to bring in the numbers, but a guy that was there to survive, go out, have an even shift, or go out and man mark players. To come back to somewhere where it's like you've got all this freedom now.
Yeah.
I tried to play at the same style that I was playing at, and it didn't quite fit. And I got really frustrated early on and got into a lot of like penalty trouble. But it was nice to obviously get the scoring knack back and just having fun playing hockey again. But I really did struggle sort of with the transition of going from young men's hockey back to kids and everyone your own age. And yeah, it took me a while to really figure that out, that you sort of can't do the same thing that you're doing in the other leagues.
So the following season was kind of a split. You did a little bit of time in Boston, and back at the you then end up coming play for GB, obviously in the 20s, played 5 games, 8 points, really good stats. You then go back to Berwick, but was that the COVID season because there was no games?
That was the COVID season. That was also the same year that I tore my Achilles.
Right. Okay.
So sort of didn't see the ice for probably a year, maybe over that.
So what were you doing then? Were you just going to school?
Pretty much just going to school, yeah, that was pretty much going to school and rehab. That was basically my life.
You touched on earlier, you said that you've obviously got 3 years of your degree left. Is that something that you're going to do while you're in Solway, or are you just going to wait and hang fire a little bit?
I think this year I'm just going to take a year off of studies, just simply because I feel like with all this opportunity coming around, for me to really, embrace it and come to terms with how to behave and act and conduct myself as a pro, I need to fully throw myself into it, like just
Yeah.
eat, sleep, and breathe hockey. And school's something that's always going to be around and something that I'm always going to be able to finish. And like Belfast have given me that opportunity to go back to school and finish my degree. So I'm going to take this first year off just to really get into a routine with everything in terms of playing, training, God knows what else. But yeah, I will be returning to school probably in like the next year or two, just to get that under my belt.
What are you studying?
Business management and marketing.
Okay, nice. So how did you find the first year? Was it good?
It was good. It was good. It was good. It was just tough because I got injured at the start of the season again. Like I had a great preseason. Um, really was excited. I was like, okay, like I know what the standard's like. And then I popped my knee. And I was just struggling. Like I struggled a lot with mental health sort of in the past year.
Yeah.
And it was really difficult because obviously like you think everything's gone when you have the first injury and then you get another one that's, not as major but still puts you out for an extended period of time. And it kind of just threw me off mentally as a person. I was I was a little bit lost for a while. And it was really nice. I had a lot of support from my teammates and friends there, and faculty members. Can't say enough good things about them. But yeah, a lot of credit goes to them for getting me back on my feet and just getting me healthy again, mentally and physically. And without that, I wouldn't be able to sort of make the signing that I've done and get ready for this next chapter.
How tough was it mentally? Obviously, you're in a different country. Your family aren't there. You're injured, or when you are, yeah, you're there to go to school, but you're there to play hockey. Come on, you could go to school.
Exactly.
Here. You could go to school here, like you're all that way away, and then that second injury hits. It's got to be tough. You're still a young man as well, right? And obviously you're in the height of your growth, so to speak. What was like the mental toll on you like?
It, it just kind of took everything away from me. Like it was almost like, okay, like we've taken everything away from you once, you've battled back, you've got it back, and now it's gone as quick as it came back. You know what I mean? So I struggled a lot. Like I'm a very outgoing person, very loud character, and I kind of like isolated myself. And I think that's how like sort of my friends could tell, how coaches could tell, our teachers could tell that I wasn't really feeling my best. But no, found a really great therapist at the school.
Awesome.
Got a lot of help from her. She was amazing. And yeah, I kind of really become an advocate for like mental health because, being sort of a loud or outgoing person is always sort of like looked over for those people to be going through tough times.
Yeah.
And I think it, helped me a lot to come out and talk about it, but it also helps people that, weren't as willing to tell people about their issues and sort of keep neglecting what was going on. So I'm happy that I came out about it and I'm feeling a lot better now. Like obviously, like, you have no idea what everyone's day-to-day life is. So you have your own battles here and there, but just doing a lot better all around, yeah.
Mate, that's awesome to hear. And obviously this podcast, we're into like year 4 of what it is. And we've always been big advocates of talking out about mental health. I went through it when I was a player, and funnily enough, on the back of injuries, right? On the back of injuries, that's when it started. And I've spoke about it on here before. We've had many people reach out to the podcast when players do open up, because we've had Brad Watchorn on here talk about it, Alan Lack, like they're big tough guys, big scary motherfuckers that you don't want to get in a tilt with, coming on and just laying it down and saying, yo, this is what I went through and this is how I got through it. And when you hear guys come on and actually talk about it, it does make a huge difference.
No, definitely does. But I think like stuff like that, like being honest and open, definitely brings teams together a lot closer, and it just builds that bond off the ice that helps it a lot more on. So
yeah, well, from watching the Solway boys bus trips on the way back last year, it looks like they like to have some fun. The Instagram stories when those boys go on the road are loud. It's funny, and it's good. It's almost their club gives me almost a bit of a throwback vibe. like they get business done, but they have fun as well. Right, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's
Work
good.
hard, play hard.
Yeah, absolutely. A bunch of young guys and a couple of old ones like fucking Barry, my boy. He's my age. He's my age. So I know no, it's a really good mix of people. Have you had much opportunity to take a look through the Belfast roster because they've signed some weapons this year?
Yeah, no, I've done my little fair bit of due diligence, and some of the guys they brought in, like, I mean, even the guys they got returning are great, but some of these guys come in 4 years, Division One hockey, playing East Coast experience, playing AHL, like it's as a young player, you can't ask for anything more than to be around players where you want to be in positions that they've been in. So, you know, I'm just kind of really hoping to go in there as a sponge and learn as much as I can with all the experience that they've got.
I can't wait to see this Japanese kid. Got Sato.
Oh, I watched him. I
He's
lived,
nasty.
so yeah, where I went to high school at Berwick, it's about 15 minutes from UNH.
Oh, okay.
And when he had his I think he got most improved player of the year award, and he was firing off. Like because I'm literally when I go ride my bike with my mate, we live 10 minutes from there. Like where
Right.
I've just been like last my best friend out there, I've been with him like last 3 Christmases and birthdays and that Shelly. But that's my boy. We would go down to UNH. A lot of our friends got a school there,
Yeah.
and to catch a game like this guy was insane.
Yeah.
This guy
I'm
was
looking forward to watching.
yeah, and he's had like a really like sort of crazy come up as well. Like I'm pretty sure he played like tier three and from tier three all the way up to tier one, and then
Then
Division
Finland,
One.
and yeah, he's been
Yeah,
everywhere. And he's
yeah, no.
internationally, when he plays for Japan, he's one of the guys, like the
Oh
guys,
yeah,
yeah, like
he
you
shows
bring,
up. He shows up.
yeah, he's legit. The other guy, obviously, he was away last year, but Daniel Tedesco, that was with Guildford last year, finished second in scoring to Scott Conway, who's obviously left Belfast this year. This guy's dangerous.
I've
He's a
heard. I've
he's
heard.
a
I've watched some of the
weapon.
highlights. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's gonna be exciting to see.
Mate, they've got some real nice players, especially for a young guy like yourself to learn off. Mark Cooper, he was instrumental in the run in to picking up 3 trophies last year. The guy was so strong in the run in. Like, do you know when you almost get to that kind of playoff hockey and you just see a
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
different
yeah.
specimen from like the guy that's in there in September. You see him in March and he's like the real deal. He's very much like that. Obviously, they've got a bit of a different Brit pack this year. Yourself going there, then they've got a couple of other young boys like Beatty and Max Stewart. They're on 2 ways as well. And then you got Davy Phillips. I don't know how well you know Davy, but one of the best beauties you'll ever meet. He'll be great in the locker room, real fun guy. And then Shawnee and Kieran Long. I think the Britpack's interested in there in Belfast this year. I like it.
Yeah, no, it seems like a big mix of age. Like none of us are really the same age, to be honest. I mean,
No,
there's a big jump between all of us. But no, yeah, I mean, you got Longer in there, a lot of GB experience, and Shawnee's just coming into his own. So it's exciting stuff, and you can tell that when Belfast gives these young kids opportunities, like some of them grab onto it with 2 hands, and the rest is history.
yeah.
So yeah, hoping to just sink my teeth right into it.
What's your kind of knowledge on the National League over the past couple of seasons? Obviously, with you being away, I don't know if you've caught any games when you've come back or anything.
Um, I mean, I spoke to quite a lot of the boys, like good mates with Kieran Brown, and a lot of the boys that have done pretty well in the league, to be honest. And
Yeah, he's done all right.
yeah, you know what I mean. But it's it's a weird one because our development system is not exactly the greatest over here. So I know there's a big difference between sort of the National League and the Elite League, but from what it seems, the standard is good, and I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces that I grew up playing with,
Yeah.
sort of doing very well and performing very well in the league. So I think it's exciting, and I think it's good for young players. But yeah, no, looking forward to it.
With seeing how well those boys are doing and kind of comparing yourself to them before you went away, knowing how much you've improved and stuff, where do you kind of set your targets offensively this season? You looking to be like a
Um,
point a game guy around about that sort of level?
Definitely, definitely. I want to hold myself to at least a point per game, but definitely want to show that I've gained a lot more experience as a two-way player, and like I really love playing on the penalty kill. It's something that
Just
I
eating
loved as a
pucks.
kid. Yeah, yeah, I loved as a kid, but for some reason, like I feel like you get more time and you get more ice just with the one less guy out there.
Yeah.
and yeah, have a lot of fun on PK and the defensive side of the game. Like I feel like it's just as important being able to block a shot and chip a puck out than it is to be able to get a nice one time or set up a goal. So
Your
yeah,
coach is going to
definitely
be
a point per game.
loving hearing that right now, by the way.
Yeah,
Coaches
no,
love to hear that
brother
shit.
knows me though. Brother knows me though. He knows me though. But yeah, no. So excited to get going, man. Excited to get going.
So obviously you're going to go across and do a couple of bits in Belfast. When does preseason actually start for you there, and when does preseason start for you in Solway?
So Solway, I know for a fact it's like first week of September, but Belfast officially, I think training camp starts 18th or 19th, and then there for a week, and then I know that we've got preseason game against Cardiff at home, and then Cardiff away, and then that's when it comes into Champions League. But yeah, no, just excited for that. I guess I'll be in Belfast until the end of the preseason, and then head up to Solway, depending on what happens. So
That'd be awesome. Do you think you might get a shot to go to any of the Champions League games? Because I know they're fairly early. Are they actually before because the National League doesn't start until the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. I think some Champions League games before that,
yeah,
right?
no, it's before. Yeah, it's before National League. That's something that I'm obviously like would love to be a part of, but given whatever happens at training camp, but that's something I'm going to work towards and sort of show that you know I can contribute. But yeah, no, that would be amazing. Like, there's not a bigger opportunity than that, being on a world stage with the best European team. So yeah,
That'd be lights out, mate. Especially considering you go from D3 being injured, you come back after the summer, and then all of a sudden you're in the Champions Hockey League and some of the maddest teams in
exactly,
Europe.
exactly. Yeah, it'll be a big turnaround, but nothing that I want to shy away from. But yeah, would love the moment and just yeah, see what happens.
That's awesome, mate. Like the Elite League, I definitely think has improved with the addition of an extra import. Technically, it should probably get better. I would much rather see another young guy like yourself getting those opportunities over another import. But the way the league's gone the last few seasons, bringing guys in from NCAA Division One or U Sports, there's been some really good young guys. The league's fast. I think they could probably up the physicality a little bit. That wouldn't hurt. Just a heads up, if you're playing in Cardiff, watch out for Riley Brandt. This little dude, man, he finishes every. You can tell. Do you know, like when a guy's came from like Div 1 college,
Yeah,
every hit, never
the
turns away from,
details.
never turns away
Yeah,
from a
yeah, yeah.
forecheck, never turns away from a back check. You know, like if you see him coming, he's hitting you. Like I remember his first shift in Cardiff, they put a video out. I think it was against Coventry. When I say smoked, he smoked four people. He's like 5'9", but just hits guys so hard, and that's the way I love to see the game played. It sounds like you've had a little bit of physicality. I think that will help stand you out from a lot of the other Brits in the league, because there's not many Brits that are bumping bodies out there.
Yeah, no, no, it's something like I had to pick up in my first season. Being a smaller guy, sort of playing with big men, like I had to play above my weight class. But I've sort of, been blessed enough to, get the size and, be in the gym and put on the muscle mass, but still play that same sort of aggressive, tenacious game. So yeah, love to get there, love to get down the corners. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited. That was something that, Kiefer had explained that, I think that's something that they know that I've got the physical side of the game. I'm never going to shy away from it. It's just sort of coming to terms with the speed and the space. And I think being back on an Olympic sheet, like whenever I've played for GB, I love the Olympic ice, like the space, the time. It's what every creative player wants.
Yeah,
And yeah, honestly, it makes it a little bit harder to hit people because out in America, when it's smaller, like,
yeah.
as soon
Guys
as
are
you get the
just
puck,
they're
you're going to
just
get
there.
hit or you're either given a hit. So I think it's going to be an adjustment for me to figure that out. I'm playing with bigger and stronger and faster guys. But those few seconds that I'm going to have more of with the space, I think make a big difference.
The
So
other,
yeah,
well, then you've got the other end of the spectrum where in Solway, if you look at it, because of the worlds, they've condensed the neutral zone, so the end zone's fucking massive. There's so much time just wheel around out
they're
there.
huge. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like,
just
all I've been
so.
thinking about is power play up in there. I'm like, yo,
Yeah, where I'm
there's
going to
so much
stand.
time and space.
Yeah, mate. I
But
think you're going to do very
no,
good
yeah.
there. So, obviously you talked about the old man getting out on the golf course. Your brother's an absolute stick. He was up at the junior open playing St Andrews this week. What a boy. Is golf for you, or do you get out there? And if so, how much are you looking forward to being in Scotland, mate? Because there's so
Uh,
many nice courses.
no, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I used to play a little bit like serious like Luke. I know it's good, nowhere near as good, but did
Yeah,
a
that
couple
boy's so
competitions back in the
so
day.
smooth.
But obviously he's insane. Obviously just focused on hockey, but since I've been back, he's helped me out a little bit. He's tweaked my
Yeah.
drive. He's helped me with the short game. I'd like to think of myself as a little bit of a bandit on the golf course, to be honest.
Oh,
But
really? What you
yeah,
play?
yeah,
What
yeah,
would
yeah,
you
yeah.
play off? What are you saying? What are you playing off?
See, I'm gonna say like give me a good 20 to work with, but then like when we look at the scorecard after and I go around and par, it's a different question. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we'll see about that. But definitely excited to get up there. I know a lot of the boys play golf, so be good to get the sticks out and go for a little bit of a whack around.
While we're talking about Solway, folks, let me read something out real quick. I said to my boy Tomo I would do this. Oh, where's it gone? Here we go. Solway Sharks alumni charity game tops are no longer available to buy, but there is a couple of players left. They're doing a raffle, £10 tickets. Get involved. All the money is obviously going to charity. We love what Solway are doing up there. They're supporting. Let me see what they got here. Oh, I can't even read it. It's too small. I'm getting old, mate. So I think I'm gonna need some glasses, bro. Gee, you're an old man now.
Oh man.
Obviously, you've got to play for 4 or 5, maybe 6 different coaches in your time in the States. What have you taken away from kind of each one that's made you the player you are today?
Oh, I'd say for my first coach, Sean, just kind of, giving me an opportunity to be, the youngest player in the league playing in that team. It's that he always said like, don't ever think that you don't belong somewhere, and it will show in your game if you do believe.
Oh, I just lost you. Might have lost you there.
I'd say the thing to pride yourself on and to play. Um,
Mate, do me a favor, turn your camera off and on real quick because your screen's
coaches
frozen.
were a lot of kids that are younger and trying to in juniors. Just when I was coming.
Mace, can you turn your camera off and on quick, mate? Let's see if that works. Yeah, here we
Did
go.
it cut
Sorry.
out?
Yeah. We're good. We're good. Technology, mate.
Good. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, so you get to take a different thing
Yeah. No. It's
away
sticky,
from each
innit?
guy. It's just a little bit
But
sticky. How's that?
good to go.
Yeah, I can kind of see. I tell you what, mate. Hang
I'm
up,
solid. Yeah. Yeah.
hang up, and dial back in, mate. So hang it up, and just dial it back in.
Go further, go faster, get fitter. Subscribe today. Hurricane e-bikes have a great range of bikes available on the e-bike subscription plans. The Cruiser e-bikes are perfect for beach rides, long distance rides, or just everyday use. The Fat Bike e-bikes look great and can cope with the toughest terrain, perfect for off-road adventures. The Hybrids range are perfect for about town, everyday use and leisurely rides with the family. Take your ride to the next level with the mountain bike and get ready for your next power-assisted adventure.
Obviously, we touched on like coaches you've got to play for and what they brought to your game. What about guys you got to play for? Obviously, we talked about it here. We don't have the best junior development system. You kind of, when you were here, it would have been give the puck to you and let you do the work. And if you were out against teams third and fourth lines, it's just like taking candy from a baby. Whereas over there is 350 kids that want 20 jobs, and there is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There is a battle. What did you take away from playing with those guys out in the States?
To pride yourself on your mistakes and play like you belong. Like no matter where you come from, no matter like what standard you played, like when you're playing in front of eyes of coaches, of scouts and stuff like that, like play like you belong and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's something a lot of my coaches always told me. Like kids will try and play a certain way and rely on that certain way to get into a team. Yes, for some guys it's like they know that they're going to be a grinder and they're going to dump and chase pucks it's either you perfect that or you play with pride and you be creative and you go out and you do what you think you can do. But something that, I think really gave me sort of life again when I was getting back into the game after I came back from injury. I had this one coach, Cody Murphy in Wilkes-Barre, and he was amazing. Like played 4 years at Miami of Ohio, then played in the SHL and Alvascan.
Stud.
Like he would come out on skates with us and he would humble us, like completely humble us. And he just, like, when I got there pretty late into the season. The team was already, I think they finished the season 43 and like 1, something stupid like that. Unreal team. And I came in and he just gave me like the freedom to just play. Nice. But also play within a system, but you had freedom within that system. So long as, you're coming to a zone, you got a third guy high. He kind of like explained to us, like, it's your playground. Like, you are the guys out there. You are the guys with the sticks. So do what you know best. And he just sort of gave me life again, and just, also taught me just play fun and play hard, and, don't worry about mistakes. Like, there's always going to be another shift. And something that honestly my little brothers helped me a lot with. And playing golf, obviously it's like a one shot and you're playing yourself.
Yeah.
So I sort of look at hockey like he looks at golf, in the sense that a shift is a shot. And just because the first one was bad, you just wipe the slate clean and you go again. So funny enough, I take that from my 15-year-old brother, but
maybe I should take a little bit of that from when I'm on the course. I'll stop getting so many fucking double bogeys.
Yeah, no, that definitely helps. Yeah.
It's interesting to hear that you're taking advice from your younger brother and stuff like that. It just goes to show like what mature young man you've now become. Obviously, you're going to be living up in Solway. Do you know who you're going to be living with and what your living arrangements are going to be and stuff like that yet?
I think it's 2 or 3 guys per apartment, but not too sure who I'm staying with yet. Honestly, not bothered. Preferably someone I don't know, because, love to get to know guys that you don't know. Yeah. But I'm just looking forward to get up there. I know there's going to be ice available every day, so I just want to be a rink rat, be like a kid again, just be on the ice as much as I can, and get out with the young kids that are up there as well. I know they're going to have some opportunities for the team to skate with the juniors and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and I think awesome. That was something growing up over here that wasn't really prided upon by clubs, is having your pro guys come out and skate with the juniors, because that's who junior players look up to.
100%.
Like, being a young kid playing in Guildford, I always looked up to the Flames. Yeah. And unless one of them had a coaching gig with us, you never saw them.
You saw Hammer and Potsy, right? Milos, maybe. Those 3 guys, that was it. Like,
yeah, I saw Henner and Milos, and that was it. But like, kids come to those games, kids wear your jerseys. Like, the least you could do is spare a little time to give back, because that would have meant a lot to me as a kid. And that's something that I've honestly learned over in America. Like even like with college, with juniors, you have like fan skates, and you go out and you skate with like the U10s or the U8s, and kids are looking up to you, and like, you see a kid that you're like, oh, he's trying to do this, and you show them how to do it. It makes their day, and it makes you feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Because you've done something that, someone didn't do for you, or maybe they did do for you. But I'm excited for that, excited to give back, and just, bring a lot of excitement and entertainment to the town of Solway.
That's what I like about the fact that you're focusing on, say, being a hockey player this year. It allows you to give back. I know a lot of those guys that say different in the Elite League. I think the Elite League clubs, there's no excuse, like none. All your guys are full-time athletes. Yeah. They're done practice by 11 a.m. They're done in the gym by 12:30. They've had lunch by 1. They've now got fucking 18 hours to wait until they're back on the ice. Get out there with the kids. International, maybe a bit different if you're building walls all day and then you're coming to practice at night, and then you get a cheeky Wednesday night off. You probably don't want to spend it in the ice rink, and I get that. But for like young guys like yourself that are treating this as a professional gig, then absolutely get out on the ice, give back. Because the other thing is, when you coach, you're still learning. You're learning when you're coaching, and you're seeing things differently, and it's only going to make you a better player. I always found that coaching, especially when I got to the conference and it was like you're coaching some of the better players, you improved as a player just from coaching.
Yeah, because you're seeing a different perspective. Yeah.
You're catching bits that you maybe don't see when you're balls deep on a forecheck. But when you're stood behind a bench and you're watching it from there, it's different, and you see it different. You go, oh, actually, maybe if I just come this way, or if I force him that way, however it is, you just get to take something back to the game. And obviously you get to give something back to the game, as you say, like all these young kids coming through. I think Solway have a fantastic junior development program. I know they won a couple of their leagues up there last year. The Sharks have been dominant for years. I'd expect to be seeing that place from Ramo every week up there, and there's going to be plenty of young kids that want to wear your boys' jerseys and want to then come back out and try something on practice that they maybe saw you boys do at the weekend. I'm all for that.
No, definitely.
Right, we're going to let you go here, but one last question. What is the thing you're most looking forward to for the 23-24 season?
Gosh. Is this all round, or is this Solway and Belfast?
Oh, okay. Well, let's have one from each.
I'd say first home game in Solway, and then just first ever, elite league game, I'd say, or first ever game sort of pulling our jersey for Belfast. I'm just excited for like the pressure.
Yeah.
As weird as it is to say, I'm excited for the pressure. I'm excited for the expectation, and it's an entertainment business. Like, I'm excited to put on a show. Like, people pay good money when they work, 9 to 5 to come and watch you. Like, the best part of their day is their day's end when they come and watch you do what you get to do for a living and what you just have fun doing, and just so happens it's your job. So I think, making other people's days that's going to make my own, that's what I'm looking forward to.
What a wicked way to wrap this interview up. Hopefully we'll get you back on during the season once you got your feet wet in both leagues. I wish you all the best for pre-season over in Belfast and then heading up to Solway. Really hope to see you putting on a Giants jersey in the Champions League as well. That would be so sick.
We'll see. But thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure. And I'll be looking forward to the next 4,000 and counting game
baby,
next
let's
year.
go. Well, obviously we're looking. Our first one's going to actually be in Solway, and then our second one's going to be in Slough. So we've got 2 next year. I'll be dropping the Solway date whenever Strangey gets back to me. I'm just waiting for the big man to get back to me with my ice slot. But Saturday the 4th of August in Slough. Put that in your diaries, folks. We've got the ice time a year ahead. We're going to be flying. Hopefully by the time we do this next kind of podcast here, I'll be able to let you know exactly how much we raise for the Royal Marsden Children's Cancer Charity and for My Name is Dodie Foundation. But I've been Whitey. It's been Mace. Peace.
Have a good one.